Welcome in Craft and Design 3.0. M for my dear audience. In this video, I will describe some different and most beautiful ideas of metal project. Dear audience, a metal from ancient Greek mine quarry metal is a material that, when freshly prepared, polished, or fractured, show as a lustrous appearance and conduct electricity and heat relatively as well. So, metal are typically ductile, can be drawn into wires and malleable. These properties are the result of the metallic bond when between the atoms or molecules of the metal. So, a metal may be chemical elements such as iron and alloys such as stainless steel or molecular compound such as polymeric sulfur nitride. So, in physics, a metal is generally regarded as any substance capable of conducting electricity at a temperature of absolute zero. So, many elements and compounds that are not normally classified as metal become metallic under high pressure. For example, the non-metal iodine gradually becomes a metal at a pressure of between 40 and 170,000 times atmospheric pressure. Equally, some materials regarded as metal can become no metal. Sodium, for example, becomes a non-metal at pressure of just under 2 million times atmospheric pressure. So, in chemistry, two elements that would otherwise qualify as brittle metal, arsenic and antimonary, are commonly instead recognized as metalloid due to their chemistry and mm, balanced non-metallic of arsenic and balance between metallicity and non-metallicity for antimony. So around 95 and of the 118 element in the periodic table are metal. The number is inexact. Boundaries between metals, non-metals, and metallides fluctuate slightly due to a lack of university accepted definition of the categories involved. So in astrophysics, in the term metal is caused more widely to refer to alchemical element in a star that are behavior than helium and not just traditional metal. In the sense on the first four metals collecting in stellar cores, although new nucleosynthesis are carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and neon. So, all of which are strictly non-metals in chemistry. A star fuses lighter atoms, mostly hydrogen and helium, into heavier atoms over its lifetime. Used in that sense, the metallicity of an um, astronomical object is the proportion of its matter made up of the behavior chemical elements. So, metal as chemical elements comprises 25% of the Earth's crust and are present in many aspects of modern life. The strength and resiliency of some metals has led to their frequent use in, for example, high rise building and bridge construction, as well as most vehicle, many home appliances, tools, pipes, and railroad and tracks. Precious metal were historically used coinage, but in the modern era, coinage metal have extended to at least 23 of the chemical elements. The history of refined materials is thought to begin with the use of copper about 11,000 years ago. Gold, silvers, irons, and leads and brasses were likewise to use in before the first known appearance of bronze in iron And the fifth millennium BC, subsequent developments include the production of early forms of steel. So the the discovery of sodium, the first light metal in 1809, and the rise of modern alloy steels, and since the end of World War II. So the development of more sophisticated alloys form and structure when we see about a metal are shiny and lustrous, at least when freshly prepared, polished, or fractured sheet of material thicker than a few micrometer appear opaque, but gold leaf transmits green light. So the solid or liquid state of metal largely originates in the capacity of the metal atoms involved rapidly and readily lost. So their outer shells, electrons, broadly the forces holding an individual atom's outer shell electrons in place are weaker than the attractive forces on the same electrons arising from interaction between the atoms in the weaker than the attractive forces on the same electrons arising from um, interactions between the atoms in the solid or liquid metal. So the electrons involved become delocalized, and the atomic structure of a metal can effectively be visualized as a collection of atoms embedded in a cloud of relatively mobile electrons. So this type of interaction is called a metallic bond. The strength of metallic bonds for different elemental materials reach interaction is called a metallic bond. So the strength of metallic bond for different elements metal or each interaction is called metallic bond, and the strength of metallic bonds for different elements metal reach the maximum around the center and of the transition metal services and series, as these elements have large number of delocalized electrons. Although most elemental metal have higher density side as than most non-metals, there is a wide variation in their densities, lithium being the least dense and osmium the most dense. And so transition metal are expected to be denser than osmium, but prediction on their densities vary widely in the literature, and in any case their known isotopes are too unstable for the bulk production to possible. So magnesium, aluminium, and titanium are light metal of significant commercial importance. Their respective density of 1.7, 2.7, and 4.7 gram macabre centimeter can be compared to those of the older structural metal like iron at 7.9 and copper at 8.9 gram. Yeah, so an iron ball would thus weigh about as much as three aluminium balls of equal volume. So metals are typically malleable and ductile, deforming under street. So thank you very much, guys. Once again, thank you.